Hey everybody, it's Danielle here from DKW Styling. Welcome to my salon here in Laguna Beach, California. Okay, so I'm kind of updating a lot of my YouTube videos. We're gonna call it the DKW Styling Show. In each video or show, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cover a fashion tip, a hair tip, and a business tip. If you head over to my blog, I absolutely love fashion, hair, all that good stuff. So if you wanna click on the link below this video, that's actually gonna take you to my blog where you can find out more information about me. So today specifically on this video, we're gonna talk about fashion, spring fashion, stripes, some things that I'm loving. We're also gonna talk about a business tip of the week. And my business tip of the week is, if you're a stylist, how are you raising your prices, and are you? And this style tip for this week with hair is how to curl hair extensions. And specifically, two different types of curls that I love are the kind of the beachy tousled look, or the kind of more the bouncy elegant curl. So we are actually going to talk about two different curls that I love that work great for hair extensions and curling and styling and things like that. So the last thing that I'm going to share with you in this video series is life tips. If you're a mom, entrepreneur, hairstylist, business owner, you might enjoy my tip of the week from day-to-day life with kids, business, and just kind of learning how to manage it all. All right, you guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out my blog. Okay, you guys, so my fashion tip of the week, I absolutely love stripes. That's what I'm wearing today. This t-shirt is actually from J. Crew. One of the things I love on it is kind of this bell sleeve on it. If you wanna click on the link below this video, that's actually gonna take you to my blog where you're gonna see tons of my fashion blogging. Another tip that's huge for spring style this year is the platform tennis shoe or the platform sandal. I am actually wearing, these are my favorite go-to sandal. I actually wear these to work, out and about with my kiddos, but they are just kind of, they're by Chloe. And the platform's huge. I love these because I am a tiny person and I like to feel taller. So these are not only comfortable, but they also make you a little bit taller. I love the color, and yeah, so these are two of my favorite items, and that is my style tip for the week. Okay guys, so for this portion of the video, we are actually gonna talk about our hair tip for the week. I have Valerie, hi, here from her house. She is one of the stylists and trainers at my salon here in Laguna Beach, California. And if you are looking at our hair and you love it, first of all, we both wear natural beaded row hair extensions. Of course. So that always helps. But you can tell that our hair is both curled a little bit different. So I always ask like Val, I'm like, how are you doing these curls? How are you doing this? Can you do this on my hair? And then I'm always doing these more kind of a bouncy curls. So we're gonna call this segment Beachy Waves versus bouncy waves. So one thing that I'm gonna share with you guys really quick. So Val has like longer layers than me. See how long these are? I'm so jealous of your bangs.
It took me like 30 years to grow.
30 years, I have bang envy. This took me 30 years also. Super impressive, right? It's like this ongoing weird mullet that I mask with extensions. So anyway, with shorter layers, I was telling Val, I had her curl my hair one day and I'm like, it doesn't look as cute. Like she did this curl on me. But I feel like when you have shorter layers, your curl doesn't quite work as well. Right. It almost makes the short layers like just do weird things like this, and then somebody's like, hey, they're like, do you have extensions in? I'm like, no.
Super blended.
I don't have extensions in. But with Val, she has longer layers, so this beachy wave totally works. So I thought it'd be cool to just share with people how we do these waves. So show us, let's bring out our tools. I feel like have a sword fight.
It's super natural having your curling iron.
Right? Yeah, I always plug it into my couch.
I always like a curling iron when you have long layers and long hair that has the extra long barrel, because we work with long hair most of the time, and then you could space it out further. So I just grab any section and hold it down, wrap around on the outside and make sure there's spacing between, and leave the end straight.
You don't actually put it in the clamp?
No, on the outside, and then there's spacing between, so then it gives it a loose wave, and then I always give it a little tug so that it loosens the wave even more. And I do everything curled away from the face, and then a few random ones will go different directions throughout just to give it that messy look. And then after everything's curled, then I just give it a good shake.
A little texture spray, a little dry shampoo.
And then Unite texture spray, and you're good to go.
Voila.
It's super easy.
See, it's cute.
But if you don't have long layers on the top, it doesn't blend well. So I think that's how you can decipher what curl is best for your hair.
Well, I am a big fan of the bat. Look at the difference of this is like a short stubby guy, but I love the batless because it's better for smoothing and it's great for short layers. And the trick of short layers and hair extensions is you want to almost take your hair and the extension hair and kind of smooth them together and not separate them too much. And see how I'm kind of running iron? I have a curling video I posted back, just go to my blog and find it. But this is a good way, and you kind of just want to wrap it together, and I still leave the ends out, but you can see as I'm kind of working my way down, I'm just like almost taking my short layers and turning them into the extensions so that it blends better. So you can see like we both kind of have like a beachy, wavy look. Mine, I just feel like because my layers are shorter, I like mine, like my ends just kind of smoothed in, and I still kind of leave my ends out a little bit, but it just creates two different curl patterns.
Yep.
So, but I really like, these are like a new iron, and I want to buy the bigger version because I like how long it is.
And you can smooth too, because it's not a wand, so you can.
Oh yeah, I did.
I
liked how that smooth in it is like a kind of a ceramic, so it's nice. So again, Babless, this is the 1/4 inch. I love this one. I've used it for years. And then
Bionic, and this is the 1 inch.
That's the 1 inch. So for the messy waves, the 1 inch, and then make sure you pull down. For mine, it's kind of more the bigger wand, 1 1/4 inch. I'll link both of these on my blog. So anyways, you guys, that is our hair tip. I was gonna say style tip.
Hair tip.
That's our hair tip for the week. Those are the products we're using for 2 different curls that we absolutely love. Okay guys, so for this week's business tip, we are gonna talk about raising your prices as a stylist. For me, when I go to raise my prices, I like you begin to love your clients so much, you feel like it's like pulling teeth. You're like, and 5% is like not even like a big deal, right?
Right.
And so I'm like, sorry, it's an extra $10, you know, like, and they're like,
it's horrible. It's super awkward.
It's super awkward. Or
and the longer you've been doing hair, the worse it is.
The worse it is.
You've been doing your clients that much longer. And
well, and then like you like, or you don't tell them, and then you're just like, well, it's $400 a day. And then they're like, and then they're all awkward, and you're like, oh, how come? And then you get the awkward text later, how come it was more or what?
Yeah.
So I tried something different a couple years ago. I moved here to California, and I had started doing a lot of social media, but I needed to rebuild again. And so I kind of started my pricing a little bit lower just because I needed to rebuild. And once I kind of built up to where I was actually starting to feel overwhelmed. I was like feeling like overworked and overwhelmed. And I was like, you know what, I can't do this 5% bull crap anymore. Like I can't, it's not gonna cut it. Because I'm a mom, Val's a mom, we have kids. I didn't wanna be a slave behind the chair.
Right.
I only wanted to work 3 days a week, and it's hard to say no as a stylist, don't you feel like? Like it's hard to say no to money. And so, and we like love what we do, and so we're constantly like taking on more and more and more work until we're overwhelmed. So one of the things I teach people, and I teach stylists, is what if you raised your prices a little bit? And it's scary because you think, well, then I'll get rid of clients. But if you're already feeling overwhelmed and exhausted,
you need that.
You need to get rid of clients. And even for me, to this day, like I have like a little bit higher prices, and even now I'm like, it's time to make another price jump. And it like freaks me out. Like it never goes away, but I feel like I have to do it because that's what I encourage all my stylists to do. So I'm gonna share just like a quick story with you and with you guys out there. So I moved here, it took me a minute, it only took me about 3-4 months to build up to the point where I was kind of overwhelmed, because at that point I had already picked up a little bit of momentum using social media and things like that. So instead of just doing the 5% increase, I literally was like, okay, I wanna kind of focus and have a niche on hair extensions. And I was doing a lot of colors and other things, and I thought, I'm not just gonna increase 5%. I'm gonna almost double my price for color. And if people don't want to come to me, I don't care. And I'm just gonna see what happens. And I did that, and it was very like freeing for me. It was like, wow, like I lost a few, but a few were like, okay, I can see your perspective. I see I'm gonna keep going to you. Or they went to somebody else and they're like, oh, just kidding. I really appreciate your work. Like, I don't know, for me, and I know with you had to make a leap coming here.
Right.
So I'm going to ask you really quick just to share like a little business tip / part of your story about like you taking a leap and like what you've experienced.
So when I first started, I asked who I felt was the best stylist at the salon that I worked at what her price range was, because she was the highest, and I started out with her price range. So that gave me, for the first like few years, a pretty good gap. Like I was making brand new more than like stylists who had been working for a while. So for the first few years, I never raised my prices, and then everyone got comfortable, and then it was that constant like negotiating and feeling bad and all of that. But when I came here, it was just like a clean break.
Start.
And like I've heard you say before, it's easier to make the jump and have new clients than to convince your old clients to pay a new high price.
Right.
So I came here with the anticipation of 0 people following me, and I was just going to start over and fresh, because I was reaching that burnout phase that every stylist goes through, especially if you're a mom, and I wanted to work less but make more. So I came here, I doubled my prices, and surprisingly, as you've seen, a lot of people did follow me, and then I'm just attracting a different kind of clientele. And
Well, I think
it
they
was
respect
scary,
you,
but
like, too.
it's worked out great.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm so glad I did it.
Well, I think anytime we have like kind of a breakthrough, we have to be willing to make that leap
Yes.
in order to grow and kind of take it to the next level. And so, yeah, I just think that like that's one thing we want to touch base on is like you can't be scared to increase your prices.
And don't take it too personal, and
Yeah.
don't make it too personal for your clients. Like,
it's just
cool
it's
if you can do this. If
Yeah.
not, no worries. Go see
Right.
someone else. But if you stay with me, right on. You're going to get great work. And
Right.
these are the new prices. There's nothing more to it, you know?
Okay, guys, so that is our show for today. That is our business tip. That is our hair tip. Hope you enjoyed my fashion tip. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. Val subscribed, right?
Of course.
And stay tuned each week for more tips here in Laguna Beach, California. And don't forget to check out my blog at dkwstyling.com. All right, you guys, we'll see you next week. Okay, you guys, we're back. Whoa, surprise! You thought this video was over. Unfortunately, it is not over. Okay, so every video I just want to share like a funny moment, a life tip, like just be real with you. So Val and I are both moms, and we have kids, and we run businesses, and we do hair, and we're married, and we have all these things, and like for me, sometimes I have to sit back and like laugh at the chaoticness,
Yes.
like, and then just like be calm and collective and like be normal and like, okay, I got this, like.
Yeah.
But it is a zoo. It literally is a zoo. So in this random little tip, I am gonna ask Val, how do you, like for me, okay, like it's all about balance, right?
Right.
And managing the chaos. Okay.
Okay.
So for me, one thing that I do with like every week is I have like a kid date night with my kids, and then I have like a husband date night. And like I feel like we're very limited on time.
Yes.
So for me, it's like balancing my time and making sure that I don't burn out so that I can manage the chaos. Like, and I also promote like a lifestyle, right? And
Yeah.
so that's why I think what attracted Val to come work with me, because I'm like, listen, you don't need to work 12 hours a day. You will burn out. It will not be fun.
Yeah.
So I don't know, just like being here, and have you seen more changes, like just being with your kids more and balancing more, like share something with me.
Yeah, for sure. Because I used to work what you call the nurse's shift.
Right.
And would work 10 to 12-hour days when I worked. And now every night, the latest I'll take a client is at 5 o'clock. I'm off by 7, and
that's
usually
super
earlier. And
Trying
I
to
get
tuck
to
her
be
out of that.
home and have dinner with the kids.
Right.
I love like the nighttime routine, so I'm home with them to give them their baths and put them to bed. And that just makes me feel like I'm being a more involved parent and
Right.
not abandoning them and having someone else raise them.
So it's all about balance.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
then that I'm spending more time with them, I don't feel the guilt
the mommy guilt. Oh,
that
that's
I
a
could
whole
now.
nother.
Okay, now I can go on a date night with my husband Ryan
because you spent time
I've
with the
spent
kids.
time with the kids. So I feel
Right?
like it's starting to like balance out, and you can have a little bit of everything.
Yeah, you just have to learn how to like balance it in order to progress. And there's going to be moments.
And
like,
that's when you laugh, because it is chaotic. It's a zoo,
Oh, man.
and I just laugh.
I have
and I'm
to
like, we'll come out of this. This is a phase, and somehow we'll find ourselves again. But right now, it's crazy.
it's crazy, but it's fun.
It is.
And I'm sure we'll look back at like we both have little kids, so we'll look back at the little kid phase and we'll be like, oh, I
Remember
was so
that?
fun. It was so fun to be in. Remember when my dog like ate the shoe and I was really mad, and then he ate
the
the
babysitter's
babysitter's retainer. So, anyways, our point being today is find balance in your life. Don't burn out in hair. Don't burn out in whatever business you're in. And that's kind of my life tip for this week. So, anyways, thanks for being on my show today.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for working in my salon.
I love it.
All right, you guys, see you next week. It's the end of a long shoot.